Alright, the volume might be a little loud for the first part, but this video is just explaining all the upgrades and some uses for everything and all the upgrades obviously you can get in Clone Drone and Danger Zone. So I'm just gonna go section by section, and you can see the first thing you get, the sword, just slices enemies. Pretty obvious what it would do.
Can you hear the volume?
Victory.
There is hope for this human yet. Yes.
Alright, the next upgrade is what I'm gonna show is Fire Sword. It's pretty useful, but it's not 100% necessary, but it just applies a burn effect that just takes off more of the enemy even when you're not actually hitting it. As you can see, you hit some parts of them burn off. Pretty self-explanatory.
Victory.
Not bad. This level is so nice.
Yes, a perfect setting to establish.
Then there's Fire Sword 2, which is essentially the same thing but better. As you can see, there's so much damage there compared to, well, not too much, but there's a lot better damage on that compared to the fire damage compared to the first one. Sorry for my stutter and stuff.
Victory.
Very nice.
The Mark II hammer body so cool.
And then block projectiles, basically any arrow that shot at you, or the first one, it can bounce off your sword directly in front of you.
Silver difficulty.
I was trying to show it. Hopefully it ended up showing while I'm recording, but as you can see there, just went right back for my sword in a straight direction.
Victory.
The further the human gets, the more spectacular it gets.
Yes, let's keep watching. Shot, stab, or surprise.
Maybe all of them.
Now block arrows 2, or projectiles, whatever it's called, essentially the same thing, except it allows it to also go left or right from your sword. I really much did it right, but as you can see, that one just bounces off to the other direction. So basically the same, but also I didn't mention this, but Fire Sword, or if you have Fire Sword unlocked, it turns normal arrows into fire arrows, which apply burn effects.
The human is taking a long time to die.
And then block projectiles 3, which is the last sword upgrade,
I see.
allows you to shoot an arrow from any archer to another enemy. It's basically an auto target to the other enemy. Probably showed it pretty well in this, but as you can see there, completely different things, but okay, literally of just any you look at will be targeted by it. Also, sorry for a little background noise, my dog's probably running around.
Victory.
Perhaps it will escape the silver tear.
Now I'm restarting for some sections. I'm gonna restart just so I can only show so I exclusively show that one. I probably won't do that for some of the last few, but these ones will. To unlock the hammer, which is our next thing, costs 1 upgrade point, so you can't get on the first level. You can get it after you beat it. So the hammer is essentially a sledgehammer, as you can guess. It's a lot slower and bigger, and requires 2 hands to use, but it does way more damage. And it can also knock back enemies, especially the shield ones. I believe it works a lot better. Now I'm doing also on endless, so some upgrades might not appear if you're doing story mode or co-op. Hammer size 1, don't really need to explain it much. Bigger hammer, more area of impact. Hammer 1 from normal hammer isn't a major difference. But hammer size 2, I do think it's a pretty big impact because it just seems so much bigger than it did in the first size upgrade for it. But it's simply the same. Bigger hammer, bigger impact, more damage. Now there's one downside, is that it's slow, so if you get knocked down by a raptor or a spider Tron, it's gonna take a while to do. So it's not the greatest weapon for flame raptors because they just constantly knock you over with their kick attack. And then the last hammer upgrade is the flame hammer. This is probably the the worst of the flame upgrades, because hammer already does so much damage that you're not gonna really get much effect. Now it is pretty good though against the shield robots, because it knocks them away and then it pretty much burns their shield off, which is a good use, and probably also good against Spidertrons. I'm not really sure though. But that's it for these 2 sections. Now the recording might seem a little weird because it's going to be recorded across different days and different times. So I'm sorry about that, but
oh hey, it's Spidertron 5000.
the next section is all of this is going to be grouped like 3 sections into one. Basically every support thing, which I'll show. Just got to get through this level first.
They are wild on the inside.
Also the outside.
Such enthusiastic robots. Hooray!
So as you can see on the bottom, there's those energy bars, and you can boost, and it takes a portion of your energy, and you can add multiple upgrades that allow you to get more energy, and there's no point in explaining all of them because it adds on, so I'm just going to speed this section up. So you can also lose your limbs in the game. To explain what the repair upgrade do is basically it just repairs you, gives you all your missing parts back. It's better just use a clone instead, which I'll explain later though. Alright, so this is the actual upgrade they're really going to want to get. It's Flame Breath, and, well, it's probably the most powerful weapon or upgrade in the game, and it can just instantly set any enemy on fire. It ignores armor and pushes wet enemies. It's pretty much insta-kill, but it does take a decent amount of your energy bar down. So sorry about the background noise. You probably hear my fans running on my computer. An energy recharge, it just makes it so your energy goes by faster. Not much of an explanation there that I need to do. Or, well, I mean, you get it back faster, I should say. Same with this one. It's the exact same thing, but better.
What a nice thing to do.
Now, fire resistance, there's fire enemies in the game, and it just makes it so if you get hit by a fire enemy, it's a lot less devastating. But I didn't have any footage to show this because fire enemies are lots of levels back, which just kind of makes it so. Just know it does it, but I've never really found it that helpful. Alright, so this is the jetpack. Instead of that short little boost, it's just a solid, it doesn't go up, it's just like a thing that pushes you forward really fast. But the cool thing about it is, if you, swing your sword during the jetpack, it stays like that, and you can just run through and kill enemies, which is definitely nice. But again, just like the boost forward normally does, it also consumes energy. The next upgrade is essentially the same thing. It just makes the jetpack slightly faster. So I'm not going to show this level on normal speed, and speed it up. And then next upgrade, and then the next port upgrade, which is armor, which is essentially one of the best ones in the game. It basically makes you immune to on all your limbs one hit, and then it breaks and knocks you back. I didn't get a clip of me getting damaged by armor, so I'll probably add one in, but let's see. And then the last one, extra life or a clone, which is what I like to call it. I mean, if you die, you can respawn, unlike normally. Or you can respawn where you were, I should say, like that. So it's also probably the best upgrade in the game. But you have a max limit of, you can only buy that upgrade 10 times in one run. Which makes sense though. Alright, so this next one is going to explain the bow. I already got an extra energy and armor, because the bow consumes energy whenever you shoot it, and I also just don't think it's the best weapon. It feels very underwhelming, especially at the low levels.
Good. I hope this human gets to the diamond tear.
You just want to see Spider-Tron 6000.
Yes.
Here they come. In your basic mouth.
Hammer blast.
Next upgrade is Arrow Whisk, which makes your arrows bigger. It's definitely a very necessary upgrade for the bow, because really, without it, you can't do much. Also, I'm sorry if the sped up parts are a bit laggy. I'm not really too sure why it's like that. I should have mentioned that earlier. And the last upgrade in this part is Wide Arrow 3, I'm sorry. Why it took me so long. But it's very necessary for the bow. It makes it way easier to kill targets, because just with the skinny arrows, it's just not great.
Their shield patches the bits.
Now the next upgrade is, the next good upgrade I would say is fire arrows. Now, I didn't mention this earlier, but for I believe the bow, the hammer, and the spear, which I'll talk about later,
Should be quick.
you need to complete a challenge. You have to get to like titanium using only the certain weapon, and then once you get there, you unlock the option to use the fire weapons. But I mean, actually explaining fire arrows, just set the enemies on fire. Again, definitely useful. Definitely useful upgrade, but you're better off just using the fire sword or the fire hammer if you're gonna use a fire upgrade.
Would look better with shattered human pit on it.
And then fire arrows 2. It just same thing. It's just with the sword. It's just a better version.
Time for the Tower of Trials.
Tight.
Alright, so I died for the arrows one. So I'm going back and trying, and I'm going to show you the last two of it, obviously. Now, it says that the time slows down, but I really don't notice a difference at all. I mean, when you're aiming. Maybe there's a certain button for aim that I'm missing, but I just don't notice a difference.
Oh, hello. It is Logistics Command Bot.
Alright, the next one is Time Slows 2, but I also just don't see a difference at all when compared to just normally shooting.
Hello. This is the Gold Tear.
Stop stealing my announcements.
Sorry. Spear bots on pillars.
What is the point?
Alright, the
They're
next
just
section is
showing
kick
off.
section, which, you know, gives you kick which can knock down enemies. It's actually pretty useful, knock them into traps. Like that, knock them back. You're lucky if you can get in a trap like that.
Victory! The human won.
Nice one.
Hammerbots fly through the air.
A smashing entrance.
Next upgrade is power kick, which I feel like can be pretty debatable as to whether it's actually better. It allows you to kick enemies much farther and kick enemies and to knock another one over. You see much farther.
Amount to go.
Prediction.
But I
The
feel like
amount will not
sometimes
be
that also
endless.
works because you can kick them over a trap, not
Archers
kill them.
hiding among the pillars.
But
A deadly
anyways,
dance.
next upgrade is get up faster, which makes you get up faster so you get knocked down by a Spidertron or a what's it called? Flame Raptor or Raptor.
Victory! Here's nothing yet.
Perhaps it'll escape over there.
Behold the glory of the Flame Raptor.
With a cute spear bot.
Alright, the final thing is the spear, which spear, long range, it's a long weapon that has long range, but it has a smaller point of impact, so it's going to do less damage to the whole thing.
Spidertron 5000.
Nice.
You got this.
The next
Guys,
upgrade
shield and human.
is shield. Shield obviously is a shield. It's pretty strong. It protects you from a lot of arrows or stabs. The only downside is you cannot kick with the shield. Now you can see that's to get up. They can get up way faster when I got knocked down. Next up, well, I saw clone here because I know I'm dying. But
Time for a classic level with some added Mark IV archers.
Hot stuff.
alright, fire spear. Next upgrade. This one's pretty good fire upgrade. Excuse me. Not as good as the sword or the bow, but it's definitely better than the hammer, I would say. Well, it might be better than the bow. They actually kill stuff with it. I hate this level so much. It's so frustrating. Trying to bounce with 200 bullets.
And now, can the human reach the top?
Maybe
Alright,
with a jump
now for the
pad.
final upgrade is Shield Bash, which is probably not a good upgrade at all in my opinion. Essentially, it allows you need kick to unlock the Shield Bash, and does that, it's basically your power kick with your shield, except the only problem is it consumes energy. so I think it's definitely worse than a kick. Anyways, thank you guys for watching,
Such
and
cat.
Such
subscribe, I guess. Bye.